Right then, so I suppose this is going to be a little bit of a video on how Pete's Chastity for Charity has all came about. So
nuts, mate. 12 months.
Yeah, 12 months, we'll see. So I need to sort of give a bit of background as to how this sort of came about. So I read a book a couple of weeks ago called Turning Pro.
Turning pro as in like a prostitute?
No, Turning Professional.
Fuck it, mate, that would be so good.
It was pretty good. It's a very, very good book by a guy called Stephen Pressfield. This guy went into, just took a year out, went into like a shack of a house and just got really creative, stayed away from people, stayed away from chicks, didn't have sex for a whole year, and got creative and wrote a book.
He's a better man than me, mate.
But it's a really, really good book. So it's talking about turning from amateur to turning professional, so that's where the Turning Pro bit comes from. So I had this in my mind, okay, about taking a year out from sex, and then housemate Marty comes home from work, and yeah, what happened?
Well, nice warm night, and as we do, we sit around and have a quiet beer or two while it's a nice warm night. Sitting there having our usual banter, discussing which girls would like to pick up and how we're going to make it become reality, not just a dream, and trying to get like a little game plan together on how we're going to pick up this girl or these girls. And yeah, Pete was saying how he's lost a bit of interest. We both had a bit of a dry spell, and we're having a laugh saying that we're both useless. And Pete dropped the old comment, I think I could go 12 months without sex, and I fell off the chair in tears of laughter, thinking...
Yeah, so it started off as a joke, because I had it in my head about that book, I was like, right, yep, 12 months, easy. And I started winding him up, because he's very, very easily to wind up. So I was like, nah, that's it, mate, I'm off it, 12 months, I'm going off it for 12 months.
So I dropped the old comment, I've got a new Facebook status about to launch. If it gets enough attention, you're going through with it. So it started off as a joke.
But you said first of all, $2,000 says you don't.
$2,000.
And I started going, $2,000, right? I could maybe do something with this $2,000, or I could give it to a charity or something. And then Marty, he decides to put it on Facebook just to test for interest. Not
just to feel the waters. We had made the deal that if we get over around $5,000 that night on the status, people drop in charity donations, then he has to go through with it. And the Facebook comment went nuts, probably
there was
50 comments,
there was
60 likes, 80 comments.
80 comments, and people throwing 500, 300, plus on top of his $2,000. And I was like, right, well, I know the perfect charity, because I work with a charity called Free to Shine, where it helps end sex slavery in Cambodia. So it rescues girls from sex trafficking and puts them through an education. So my friend Nikki, she's the CEO of that charity. So I texted her and told her the idea, and at this stage I was still, am I going to go through with this? Is this?
I'm still in disbelief.
This
mate.
is.
I can't go 1 week, let alone 12 months. Fucking ridiculous.
You're still in disbelief. Well, but because now it's actually taking full effect, yeah, I'm going to go for it. So yeah, amongst other things, I think it's going to be really good. It just means I can shift my whole focus onto getting things happening in my own life. And yeah, so we'll have less to talk about.
I just feel sorry for you, mate.
Why me?
Are we the only one with stories?
I know, well...
There'll be no point talking to you anymore. There'll be no more banter.
I'm a good listener.
What have you been doing? I went to church today.
No, I don't go to church. But I'll be good listening to you, for a change.
Hopefully I'll have stories.
You
more
will.
Stories next year than this year.
Well, that's going to be pretty easy. So yeah, that's how it all came about. And there's another book that I read. I'm sorry for going on about books, but there's one of my favourite books called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I'll get to you about this. And there's a chapter in it. It was wrote in the 1930s. It's one of the best personal development books there is going. Highly recommend it. It's by Napoleon Hill. And there's a chapter in it about sexual transmutation. And that's where all the great leaders throughout the years had a real high sex drive or whatever, and they were able to transmute that energy into getting creative, becoming like geniuses really. So that's been playing in the back of my mind since I've read that book. And it's funny because I gave it to this guy to read, to say you need to read chapter 11 because it's got your name all over it.
I think you normally say it'd be genius if I didn't focus so much on the sexual side of life, but I remember sitting down and thinking, oh, he's quite a wise man, Pete, so reads a lot of books, so maybe this will help me and get me to relax a little bit more. So I lie on the couch and open up the first chapter, got about the first 2 paragraphs down into the chapter about sex transmutation, and just all of a sudden got really horny and had to put the book down, and every time I'd go back to try and read it, I just couldn't get very far. So I said to Pete, this book's pathetic, I can't read this. He said, why not? I said, I can't stop getting horny. So you actually reading it? So, well, I see the word sex and it's all over. So
do you see what I'm dealing with here?
Didn't last very long.
This is what I'm living with. So this year's going to be tough enough without this clown. Yeah, so that's how it came about. So it's a win-win. The charity's on board. I've got the charity page set up. This video is going on the Facebook fan page, and then yeah, January 1 for a year. Yep, no sex. So we're going to do another video. Marty's, because he set the challenge, he's going to set the rules. So that's going to be the next video along. So cool bananas.
Because you're off the girls, any chance I can have your little black book for the year?
Nah, mate, it's sacred.
It's all frozen soup.